Alrighty, guys, welcome back here to part two. Chris, oh, he's seated and headset on, and we are
Fine.
ready.
It's
Oh,
fine. Go get your water.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
if you need
Oh my
if
god.
you need
Can
water
you hear it? Can you hear his
after our
throat?
water
Like,
break,
I step a bit.
okay,
It's fine.
it's fine.
mistakes are made.
His throat's like dying.
All right, I need
Yeah,
to
it's
change the
okay.
graphic, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But Chris, the floor is yours. You said Liquid has decided on their next two players to be replacing Vortex
Yes.
and Lucifron.
So let's just start at the beginning. So like after Christmas on the WCA, Vortex and Lucian told us they're just quitting the game because it's not enjoyable for them anymore. And Vortex found his love to StarCraft again. So that was kind of shock for us because our team morale and communication, all that good stuff was pretty good. So we were pretty sad about it. And then obviously we had to start looking for new players. And we had two players in this like in our mind in the beginning, but they were both like contracted to a team. And that was like where all the problems started, because we just couldn't buy them out, just way too much. And then we just decided to do tryouts with a lot of people. And yeah, now we decided like for two players. And both are also like, one is semi-known, but I think he won a big tournament already. And the other guy is from a team that just disbanded. So
Okay. Tell us their names.
so the replacement for Vortex is Shed. He recently played for Fnatic.
Okay.
He beat us at DreamHack Winter. And he didn't make it in the Fnatic roster because of some personal, I don't know what actually happened there. So we decided to try him out, and he's a pretty good guy, and he's really nice, and he has a really good work attitude. So we decided to stick with him. And as our tank player, we decided to for now go with Jove from the OG2 lineup. He's also a pretty nice guy to work with. He has a lot of stuff in his mind, and he talks a lot and thinks a lot about this game, and it's pretty positive. So yeah, these are our new two players for now, or for the qualifier. And then we see how it goes and see if that's gonna be on our roster. So Shed and Jove.
Very cool. All right. Well, that is the new Liquid, and you guys will be competing in the first qualifier, which is only days away at this point.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been practicing?
Plead the fifth.
We practiced for like at least 1 week last week.
Okay, that's something.
And yeah, that's about it. So, but right now the entire EU scene is kind of on a weird point. So it's like I said, we tried to buy out two people and it didn't work out. And the next team tried to buy out these two people, and we don't know if it worked or not. And then there's like Navi, like a lot of people know who's playing for Navi now. It's like Mena, who played for Fnatic, and Crosby, who played before for My Insanity. People can check it out. It's like they signed up for the ESL Cup, or like for the qualifier. And so Navi didn't know what they're going to do for like ages. They wanted a player back that played previously for them, and then it didn't work out again. And like the top 4 teams or 5 teams in the last like month were completely, I don't know, it was just a clown fiesta. Like too long didn't read clown
It's
fiesta.
been very messy.
So the biggest problem were just contracts, and I mean, if people sign a contract, they have to stand to it. But yeah, that was like the biggest problem in the scene right now, is like the contracts with organizations. So that was a lot of fun.
EU
And
seems
yeah,
pretty brutal from that regard. You know, in NA, most teams, if you want to be released from your contract, most teams will say yes. Like, unless it's like a clear, like, I'm leaving your team to go to this one, then you'll have to like do a buyout. But most owners are reasonable when it comes to prices. Like, I've yet to see a Heroes NA player be like absurdly pricey. But from what I've heard from
Yeah.
EU, I mean, with the whole SK debacle back when Snitch and Bakery were, still on that roster to everything that's happened the last 2 months, EU sounds like it's been a pain in the ass.
so the problem was like, yeah, they also bought all these players from like other teams. So obviously, he's just not gonna give it out for free for like a small amount of price. So that was like a really hard part, and was pretty annoying because we didn't know what's going to happen for 2-3 weeks, and we still don't know what's going to happen with other rosters. Like earlier, Bree streamed, and he has no clue what the Fnatic roster is going to look like for the first
man.
qualifier.
Nice.
We have no clue. I don't know if Snitch know about what Dignitas roster looks like. We have no clue. our roster knows, or
Nice.
Navi, we know Navi's and our roster now, my Insanity's roster, and yeah, and then from like the Team Sandwich Monkeys and the other people that are coming into the scene right now.
Team Sandwich Monkeys?
That's BKB
Yeah,
and
it's
ADRs.
ADRDs and BKBs in the
ADRD.
team.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty
honestly.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just won one of the Enter the Storm qualifiers.
They're
right?
always like top 2 in those qualifiers, it seems.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of their
So
games.
the qualifier is gonna be fun for Europe.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting for sure. I'm actually super, super excited for it, man. Like,
Yeah.
to see all the roster shifting up. It's like, it makes it really confusing as a viewer, but this is a new year, and a new year usually means new rosters, new squads, and just...
Hell, I even think you should expect that between seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
So, just it's part of the MOBA scene. It's just how it is.
Snitch, how do you feel about the whole EU scene and the way the tournament scene's been lately?
I don't know. It doesn't help, but like I don't know. The Chris is right where he talks about everything and how everything's super messy, and then now everybody's like super panicked because we found out like 2 days ago that qualifiers are in 5 days, so everybody suddenly realizes they need to settle on rosters and stuff like that. So I don't know. It has been like super messy, and
That's
I don't think.
the benefit of freedom. We have several weeks before our first qualifier.
Yeah, great.
Snitch. Hashtag
Thanks, Blizzard.
America.
And then like yeah, so I think the first qualifier will be really. I think a lot of the rosters will be really messy. I don't know if any of the. I think maybe one or two of the teams will stay the same by the second qualifier because they'll probably.
Wait a minute. So, if everything's point driven, you get X number of points. Like, if your team changes roster at all, do you lose all your points? How does that work? Have they explained that?
If you
The way
qualify,
it's-
you're roster locked, right?
Yeah, if you come top two, they play. You play. It's a best of 3 single limb bracket
Yeah.
till the finals, which aren't played, and the 2 teams that reach the top instantly qualify.
Oh,
And
okay. All right. I thought it was
the
just like
o-
a total point system.
Well,
Kind
no,
of
the
like
other
these-
teams get points, and the fourth qualifier is like a best
Is it
of
like
8
that in
tournament.
NA too? All I remember was
With-
the NA ones was top 2 advance.
I
We have
think-
4 qualifiers. So.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm
no,
not sure, to be
Yeah.
honest.
The first 3 are top 2 advance, and then from what I understand, the fourth one is a best of 8 tournament with the rest of the teams that have the most points. I don't
Okay.
know.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
so the formats are the same between the two, NA and EU. Because I was gonna rant about that because when you said points, I was like, that was just top 2 advance. Why are NA and EU
Oh yeah,
different?
it is just top 2 advance for the first 3, but then the fourth one's like all the other teams that haven't advanced or something.
Okay. Well, what happens to those points if your team roster changes? Is it a
I
3/5
think
rule?
I read in the ESL rules that, I mean, at least for the main events, you can swap one player. So it's not fully roster locked. So
Okay.
I would assume the same.
Well,
if you swap one
each-
player,
I think each team gets one sub. I think
Yeah.
each team is allowed one sub, one coach, one captain, and 5 players.
Yeah, it's something like
Yeah.
you get 5 players and 1 sub, and your sub like refreshes during each like stretch. So like for the qualifiers, you get 1 sub, and
Oh,
then
so each qualifier you could change your
for-
sub,
well, once you've qualified, you
but
wouldn't.
unless you've qualified.
Yeah, and then it's something like from qualifiers to Katowice, you can do a different sub, I think, and then
Huh.
from Katowice to Seoul, you can do a different sub again.
yeah. It's a
But
little bit
something
more
like
flexible.
4
But
players
it's
have
always
to play,
one
stay
player.
consistent. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 players have to stay consistent. But yeah, it's better than last year. That was
Yeah.
8
Yeah,
months of
better
the
than
roster
last
lock.
year.
Yeah. I mean, it's
mean-
also a shorter time scale as well, which is much better.
Oh my god, dude! There's a little side tangent. I've been a StarCraft guy since like 2007. I've been commentating since 2010. I hope we qualify. I want to go to Korea so
Dude. Dude,
bad.
I-
More than anywhere. More than anywhere. I want to go to Korea. I want to go to Seoul so bad. That is so hype
Yeah.
that our first world championship is in Seoul. Oh, that is so exciting.
I'm in the same boat. I've been.
That's our
same.
first of 3, man.
Yeah.
It's in Seoul. What?
I think
That
everyone
is
wants to go
so
there.
cool.
Well, we were supposed to do that discussion next, so let's just stick to EU before we get to the actual 2016 lineup for everything. But any other final comments on just the state of everything in Europe, all the rosters and stuff changing? Like, you think it's stable? You think the announcement of these events and the fact that there's going to be consistent qualifiers happening will bring a lot of stability to the rosters in Europe?
I think the biggest problem was that there was nothing announced, so people
Right.
kept switching out people. That was like the
Yeah.
biggest problem. Now that there's stuff announced, there might be a bit of consistency again, but it might change after the qualifiers again. And
Well,
like
between
after
season,
Prague,
yeah, that's going to be the
between
norm.
seasons as well. But
Well, yeah, like I
I
said-
think it's completely fine. And but yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit better right now. Like the last month was just horrible because there was nothing announced and we didn't know what's gonna happen, how the roster logs are gonna look like, and yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice to hear the qualifier dates like a couple of weeks before for the
Yeah.
state of the scene. Like everything will be a lot more stable, and I think the qualifiers, like, it'll. I don't want to say it'd be a shame if some team that's just been playing qualifiers, because I mean a lot of the top teams have been swapping around rosters a lot, so I wouldn't expect any of them to be really stable. So yeah, but you have all these teams like Sandwich Monkeys and stuff like that that are kind of up and coming rosters that have just been playing a lot of the minor tournaments, and I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them qualify over one of the major teams, I guess, right now.
I guess we will find out soon. The topic I have listed on the screen, we haven't really mentioned it all here. It's going to be a very short discussion, but it's been confirmed that Hero League will, in fact, have 2 bans coming to each team. We've expected bans. We didn't know if it would be a single ban or dual ban. Based on the fact that they said 2 bans, it should be the same as the tournament format, which was a tournament format that Blizzard put forward. So that was the Blizzard esports team that chose that 2-ban format. So it makes perfect sense that they'd be going forward with that. But do you guys actually know how the ban will work in terms of team having a captain? Are they voted on? How does that actually work?
Browder tweeted out that they're thinking right now top MMR player for the team gets control of the bans. I think that's how it worked in League, right? Highest
Yeah,
MMR player got bans.
Actually no,
To a
it was
point,
at some
not
point and
anymore.
then it was random at some
They
point.
changed
then it was
League
random?
to random, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I would love to see a system where you are random somewhere in the picks, but the guy with the highest MMR gets to shoot the bans. Doesn't matter if he's first or last pick. And then, cause I don't want to, like, if you're high MMR, you don't want to be first pick every game, cause then you just have to first pick stuff you might not want to play.
Yeah,
So I
and
think
I
it would be perfect if it would be random, like the pick order, and then the guy with the highest MMR can choose the bans. I think that would be a perfect system.
Yeah.
The latest League innovation was that it's random now, but then it's like the 5th pick bans the first pick, like the first hero they want to ban, and then the 4th pick bans the second for the team. I don't know if that would be good for heroes.
Interesting.
That sounds way too complicated. I think highest MMR player is simple enough for now.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I think it's fun.
But I actually would have just loved that he really gets at least 1 ban. I think 2 bans might not be needed. I just was hoping for at least 1 ban, and then it should fix a lot of problems that this game had. And then they now say they want to get with 2 bans, and that's like, it might be too much for Hero League. I think 1 ban is completely fine, and that should have been easy to implement as well. Like 2 bans is a bit more stuff you have to think about, and 1 ban would have
we
just
might be
been
seeing a lot
like,
more Tychus and stuff.
I don't know. I think
Crazy
I would have
shit
been
like that,
disappointed
man.
with 1 ban. I think if it was 1 ban, I would have been disappointed
Yeah.
because I think ranked play should emulate competitive play.
Yeah.
And I think,
Yeah.
yeah, at
especially
some
for
point,
me,
at some point, yeah.
it's been frustrating, having Hero League, which isn't the same environment as competitive. So, you grind Hero League all day, but it's like, you have Kel'Thas, Raynor, Muradin,
Like then
Tyrande
I
in
was
every
sure that
game.
when Hero League came out, there should have been a ban in it already as well. So when Hero League came out, I was so sad that he could 3, 4, 5 make queue, and there was not even a ban. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play 24/7 at 24 hours of Hero League right now when it came out, and I was like so disappointed because no bans. You could queue as 3, 4, 5.
Kubi,
Yeah. I was instantly not a fan of it.
quit making these faces and stuff.
He's
What are you eating?
So
No, I have a cough drop. Sorry.
you guys kind of you guys are kind of hitting this mark, but I just want to like echo it again in the fact that Hero League is now going to replicate what tournaments do, makes tournaments more valuable to a spectator because they can actually take away more from the drafts. When you go to Hero
Yes.
League, you don't have the bans. You can't really learn from watching a competitive draft how to draft properly because there's no bans. But now that that's all in sync, this just makes spectating
Yeah.
more valuable. It's good for esports, it's good for the game in general, and it's just such a massive thing for the game. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's very soon.
Consider
I
the
think
last
it's-
patch. You spend all of your time watching competitive heroes, and you don't ever get to see Tyrande played. You just see, oh, it's banned out. Well, why is it banned out? Like, is there like, if you're just learning the game, you just see Tyrande banned and don't really know why. other than like what the casters might explain to you.
And you
But
go
when you
play
go into
Hero
Hero
League,
League, you have
you
to play
learn.
Tyrande.
You
Yeah,
learn.
I mean, you learn, but like I mean, it's people. That's why we want people to watch competitive play to learn,
Yeah.
right? That's part of the drive of watching it, right? So you want
But
to.
the
I agree.
problem
You
is-
want it to match.
Like
Chris.
competitive drafting is just way too deep for people in EuroLeague to understand. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not to
That's
not
always
to
gonna
be rude or something, but I don't think they know why you would ban that hero right there in that situation and stuff. And I would still see people like picking the heroes they want anyways. Like I remember, like I was like 2 days ago, I played a EuroLeague game. The enemies first picked Diablo, and my team follows up with like 2 guys that are like Grey Mane and my Furin or something. It's like people just pick still what they want, and I don't think it's gonna matter too much how the competitive scene
So-
drafts and what's going to happen in EuroLeague.
That might be true now because of how young Heroes still is, but as the game matures and the fan base grows and has more and more dedicated players that are interested in the competitive aspect to it, the competitive meta is really going to drive Hero League a lot more, especially at the higher levels of Hero League. Once we have, true rankings, not the 1 through 50 system where we have like a diamond league within the client, I think you will actually see some very try-hard drafts consistently where they're following the norms of the meta of that region. I mean, if you look at StarCraft 2, almost every single StarCraft player watched competitive matches to learn build orders. You would watch, you would see what the teams did. Sure, you're watching it for the entertainment aspect. Sure, you're watching it for the players that you like, but you're also watching to learn. And that's something that there isn't a ton of when it comes to the drafting aspect of Heroes in the current state of it.
No, yeah, I definitely think it's super important that it emulates competitive. Like, I'll be super disappointed if, like, at the last second they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the 2 bans happened at the start of the draft."
Oh yeah.
Like, that would be the worst if they do that. Like,
Yeah.
it should, yeah. I think it should emulate competitive, and I think, yeah, people should be looking at competitive games to improve in Hero League. Like, that's what I've done in every other game. Like,
Exactly, man. All right, well, it's a good thing. Hopefully it's coming soon. I don't think they gave an ETA on that change, but who knows? Good news at the very least.
At the very least.
Thanks, Jared. So,
Get body, Jake.
what did I say you sounded like during the pre-show? A girl in high school or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah,
That's good, guys. That's
seems
good.
accurate.
Very, very good contributions right now. Great. Real mature guys.
Pushing forward back into the esports talk, we talked about Europe a little bit, but the layout is very similar for America, but I don't think they've actually released the dates yet for the qualifiers. Am I mistaken? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't
Or-
know.
I'm from
yeah,
Europe.
but, yeah, I finally follow EU.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I was more asking Jared and Corey. I don't recall.
What was the question? I was reading chat.
The NA dates have not been released for the qualifiers. Have
Yeah. Well, I mean, not by Blizzard. ESL. It's on the website.
they? Well, maybe that's intentional. So
The dates that I have written that I posted in chat earlier today to my team when I saw that, because I didn't know if ESL was going to delete all 4 of them once they realized it was leaked. I didn't seem to care because I saw Zach tweeting out questions, the answers I couldn't. It's January 31st, February 7th, February 9th, and February 14th.
it's all back. Oh, so
Those were the 4 dates on the ESL site.
February 7th, you said?
Yeah, and
That's
9th.
the middle of the
one
week.
of them's
That's a
No.
one of them's randomly during
The
the middle of
9th
the week.
is, yeah, okay. One of them is a random Tuesday.
Yeah, 3 of them are Sundays and one of them's a Tuesday, which is the one on the 9th.
So that's condensed.
They don't have a lot of time to work
Yeah,
with.
I guess not. Well, for Europe, we have the dates right here. We were looking at the website already a bit earlier, and I've lost it. Esports.
I love esports, man.
It
Esports
starts this weekend, and it's just pretty much every weekend, right? There's one
Yeah.
weekend after another. One thing that's going to be interesting is, like with Enter the Storm and there's going to be a lot going on.
Yeah, well, it's something ridiculous. Like, it clashes with Enter the Storm as well. Like, I think half of the group stage is played during the qualifiers or something. Like, I don't know. It's gonna get
I
really
think
silly.
they moved the Go to Gamers groups at the Enter the
Did
Storm
they?
group.
I know people were asking for it
Yeah,
because it
I
was
mean,
like
I'm sure
clashing.
Blizzards have had these dates locked.
I mean, Blizzard needs to push it right now because
right.
I'm so hyped for that like the EU regionals are going to be at IEM Katowice, so that's pretty cool.
Dude.
And I hope I make it there.
Yeah, my last name is Polish, and
Jake Polish?
my last name, my surname.
Yeah, Jake Polish.
Dude, my grandfather would be so proud of
Britain
me if
humor at
I
its
could find my
finest.
way to Katowice, dude. So that's cool. That's a cool event.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you know anything about the venue? I know Katowice is a pretty
It's a big stadium.
yeah, it's a pretty
Yeah.
big stop for
Like
esports.
IEM is on that day as well, so it's clashed with IEM Katowice, so there's gonna be CS:GO as well, and that's always
really
like the really big tournament. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
hyped for that one.
So the
You know what I'm
Not much
hyped
else
for?
to say.
Last year's regionals, Las Vegas. Yeah.
that was fun. That was a good event.
This year's regionals,
Burbank.
probably Burbank.
Yeah, we had Prague.
Like, I love the ESL studio. I mean, it's outside LA, but last year, Vegas. This year, Burbank, California.
Let's talk about the treatment. Europe. We get the stadium. It's a hockey arena in Prague for the qualifier, and it was badass. Like, that was a really cool event. And then they're going to Katowice, where they're getting paired up with IEM. So it's going to be a very, very large event. And like you're saying, America, Las Vegas, huge arena. Well, not arena, but huge stage. To probably a closet studio.
Yeah, with no audience.
There might be an audience. Their new studio might
small.
facilitate that.
It wouldn't be able to.
Like 4
Oh,
people.
yeah,
No,
not
it's-
if it's in
does
Burbank.
even say
There's no
Burbank? I thought
audience
it's in
there.
LA. Like, I don't actually know where the venue is. I'm assuming it's at the
Well,
ESL.
yeah, it just seems logical. It could be at the Shrine Arena. They did Dorm in LA, so that's possible.
I mean, that would be hype. But I think we're just assuming it's Burbank. We don't know for sure.
No, they haven't announced it. That's for sure.
But still, Vegas. Like, that was a really fun event. I know we all enjoyed it. And then, like, we're gonna have your qualifier at the end of February in LA. Oh, okay.
Jeez, Jared.
Let's actually look at the website where we can get all of the details, because obviously there are many more events than just that.
You can go to their official esports website.
Yeah, here's term.com/esports or something. China, 2 teams. North America, 2 teams. Europe, 2 teams. All just like last year, except now Korea will have 2 spots. This is a
Yay.
very deserved change. I mean, Korea is the mecca of esports. So props to Blizzard on that change. Latin America will still get their 1. Southeast Asia gets 1. ANZ gets 1. And Taiwan gets 1.
I'm hyped for the storyline where every time a World Championship comes up, MVP mess up at the last stretch. It'd be so good if there's 2 spots now and they still like barely miss out.
We will see.
What's crazy is they're using Gold League as their
That
qualifier.
is true.
Yeah,
They
and
don't
they're
get
using
their own
Super
little
League.
thing.
I
Right?
think it's good. I think it's great. Support the things that are in place. Support the things that are good.
That's
Gold
what they
League-
originally did with StarCraft,
Yeah.
right? Like, they just
Gold League is
piggybacked
great,
off of Cold
dude.
S.
Well, that's what they're.
No, that's fine. It's not a problem that they're using Gold League. It's just like Gold League is like halfway done, and they're just like, oh, by the way, that thing is going on over
Yeah,
there.
I wanna know-
Why
that's
don't
what
you
I was
guys
gonna
use
say.
that? Why don't you just
I want to
use
know
that
if
thing?
Yeah.
I want to know if the teams actually do beforehand that they'd
That-
be qualifying
that'd
for
be-
it off of this.
That could be a very real possibility, which is a little silly, but I understand logistics and everything is pretty crammed based on how late they've announced everything. I can only imagine the
Yeah.
scramble
Alex
that's
the
been
Pro,
going on.
Alex the Pro G coming in the chat late, looking for that liquid roster. He wants to know the deets, but no, you gotta wait.
Get
You gotta-
wrecked, nerd.
No,
Watch the
Already
VOD.
spoiled.
should know it
Someone
already
already
anyways.
spoiled it. It's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should have been here the whole time.
Okay, so Seoul, Korea, it will be the championship. I know, Jared. I'm with you, dude. That's the dream. As a StarCraft nerd, your dream has always
Yeah,
been
that's
to
super exciting.
go to the mecca of esports, and that's awesome. Partner with OGN. OGN, if you guys saw their production for the Korea finals last year, where the stage was like the map, basically, it was really, really, really well done. And they've been putting on some of the highest quality events in esports for a very long time. So that is phenomenal news. And it's 3 days. It's a 3-day event, which is actually really exciting. BlizzCon was only 2 days, but this will be 3 days of competition, which means a lot of great games. Australia and New Zealand, they're actually getting a LAN. I don't think they had a true LAN last year. I think it was a very small event, so that's really awesome. Live stream from Sydney. I don't know if that means it's...
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Town Hall
That's-
live streamed from Jake's house.
Yeah.
I had heard that Australia does not get a LAN, if that's what you're asking.
Oh yeah, maybe
I
I'm
heard
mistaking it.
some players or people from the region.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't know how if that's 100%, but
They're just sending like Zoya to Sydney to solo cast these Australian
I'm
finals.
down.
Jared would be all over that.
I'd be all over that. Yeah.
Gold League, we just talked about that. Europe, we've got the spring
Gold League,
regional.
which you can watch the finals this weekend at twitch.tv/Zoya TV.
We're gonna get into more.
Gold League's on there. Yeah, it's on our list. That's really awesome. 100K at Katowice, and then
Yeah, prize pools are pretty awesome.
yeah. But there's
Yeah,
no.
I was.
Explain about that.
Well, wasn't there a prize pool for the qualifiers last year, and this year there isn't.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw like the 4 million number, and I was like, that seems bigger, but I don't know. I expected more, and then I realized it's 4 million up like the first third of the year.
Yeah.
It's
I
huge.
didn't. Yeah, and then I took that in, and I was like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Latin America, they only get 18.9K. Is it really 4 million for this one season? I don't know if that's accurate.
That's what the number that I saw was.
Including
Everywhere.
the championship.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
believe it comes out to 4 million.
There's no way.
I don't think it is.
I don't know if
I
it's
don't.
4
Prize
million.
pool-wise,
It's
there's no
it's
way.
like
The number I
2.5.
saw.
It's 500K for the winning. Some of these are the Korean Super League is 200K. You're barely hitting a million with some of the bigger prize pools. There's no way you're coming.
Maybe it is 4 million for the whole year. I don't know.
I
just
think it
know
is 4 million for the whole
everywhere
year,
was reporting 4 million.
which is still a lot of money
Oh yeah, sure.
for a game this young. But I don't think it's 4 million for this.
Pull the Valve crowdfunding. Sell some stickers.
I would love for them to crowdfund, but they don't. Obviously, the game can't support it yet. Maybe they'll do it eventually. LA, like we said,
Technology just isn't
partner
there.
ESL. This is why we were thinking Burbank. I mean, if ESL is the partner, it seems very likely, but that could just mean ESL production at a different venue. Southeast Asia.
You need to go the Riot route.
I
Staples
assume
Center.
this will be Babel's crew
Stable Center.
doing this, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure about this one. 4 gamers. All of it starting up really soon. So the off season is officially over. Europe starts this weekend. Apparently, it's been the off season's been over because Gold League's been playing. News to me. News to everyone. But 2016 is here, my friends. And I want
Yeah,
to go
it
to
is.
Korea really bad.
Yeah, I do.
Same.
Let's all make it, boys. The dream.
See,
Yeah.
I'm the ultimate esports fan and the ultimate K-pop fan. Korea's like my dream land.
For me, my fiance is planning on going to Japan that same time, so I could
So you get to ditch her. Nice.
no, it's like go to Japan on the way home. She's like, boop, it's right there, boop,
Boop.
boop.
Chris and I can frolic
Boom.
with all the K-pop girl bands between games.
Exactly.
He sounds very affirmative here.
All right, up next, Gold League. Jared, give us the update.
What do you mean?
Just give us the rundown. What's going on with Gold League? Give
Well,
us-
it's the grand finals,
Yeah.
which is the top 4 teams from season 1 and 2. So 8 teams total. We have our top 4 now, which are Edward Gaming, Team No Limit, E-Star, and Zero, I believe.
Can you actually dive into that a little bit more? It's not actually the top 4 teams.
No,
What's-
because
what
some
was the reason
teams,
couldn't participate.
some
or-
teams were top 4 in both.
I
As
thought
well
it
as
was just
roster
the
changes.
ASD disbanded, wasn't it? Wasn't that
Why-
the only team that couldn't make it to the finals?
I don't know.
'Cause I'm pretty Asia Stardust disbanded, and then they brought in what were they called, Star Club? They like changed their name or something.
I think E-Star won both of them too, so like you can't have like top 4 from both and still get 8 teams when they're top 4 twice.
Yeah.
So I think they had to do a
So
little bit of.
okay, we had Snake, DK, YL. YL was invited, yeah, Edward. But then it was like looking further down. I'm just gonna have to assume that some teams like disbanded or something to make it
Yeah, sure.
a little interesting. But all right,
We have our top 4. We have 4 more days of casting. We cast the 2 semifinals, they're best of 5s on 2 separate days, or it's 3 days of casting. And then the final day, we cast the 3rd, 4th place match first, and then the grand finals. which is really cool. I mean, there are 4 really good teams. Team No Limits, for those that don't know, they're DK from BlizzCon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They were known as Team No Limit way back in the alpha when they still played on the NA server. They're actually
That's right.
considered really. They were considered really bad back then too. Like when everyone was like,
TNO.
"Oh, like it's a whole Korean team of StarCraft players,"
I feel
and then they're just
so
getting
bad that they
bodied by
lost
everyone.
their sponsor though. Like Team No Limit
Yeah.
isn't
Oh,
a
they're
sponsor.
good now, though.
That's yeah, they're good, but they don't have a sponsorship, and that sucks.
Yeah, they had really good games. This
As I
entire
understand
tournament.
it, sponsorships aren't too insane in Korea. Not like it is
No.
for StarCraft.
In terms of no, definitely not.
So
with the
it's
no
not like, I
announcements,
mean,
they're gonna
it
get something
sucks, but
easily.
like not a huge. What was that, Chris?
They should get something easily now with the announcement and like 200k prize pool in Korea alone. So should not be too hard.
You'd think so. I don't know. That team is really, really good though. Like
Yeah, TNL
I
is
think
so good right now.
every player on that team is really scary. Like they were smashing us in scrims when we were scrimming them at BlizzCon. Like their carry players are like probably the best in the world. I think. Like they always said that. I think there was an interview with. Like it was either the team or like SCSC or something, and they talked about their series against MVP, where they felt like they got smashed in draft every game, but they only won because they outplayed them. And
Yeah.
I could see that being true because like SCSC is a monster.
He is
Crazy
so
moving is
good.
a monster.
They're all dumb.
They're so good
Like-
at the game, man.
Crazy moving is so good at range shearers. It's disgusting.
Screw that sniper guy though.
I did an interview with Slasher, and I think I said SES he's the best player in the world when he asked me. The guy is just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's insanely good. Like at everything he plays, even like we'd hero league with him like all the time. Like we just like snipe him or have him snipe us, or we'd do it with him. And like he's so good at anything he plays. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, those are our top 4 teams.
Yep.
I think it'll be E-Star versus TNL in the finals.
That'd be so sick, man. That's
I
the
think
dream.
E-Star
That's the
will
dream.
close it out.
China versus Korea too. That's such a good storyline.
Yeah, they're the only Korean team in the league. There was one North American team, which was Cloud9. They ended up falling in groups. They could have made out of groups too, which is the crazy thing. Like they played so many bad mistakes that are uncharacteristic of their team, and they still they went 2-1 versus SC. They went 2-1 versus 0, and they went 2-0, and they 2-0'd Edward Gaming. Like they
Yeah.
beat Edward Gaming 2-0, and Edward Gaming's in the top 4. Like if Cloud9 would have maybe had more practice with the new roster or fix whatever dumb shit's going on in their heads, because they are not the team we saw at BlizzCon at all in this
So-
Gold League.
Kubi, you were pretty vocal when those games were happening. You wanna repeat some of the things you said?
No. Lots of throws, boys. That's all I can say. It's a lot of like that group in particular, just the matches that I happened to catch, an insane amount of throws.
Oh yeah, both those games Edward Gaming lost. Were
Edward
throws on
threw
their head.
both of
Holy
those,
shit.
and then Cloud9 threw they threw games against SC. It was like they
Yeah,
had
they should've won.
dominant
Yeah,
leads,
the Star
3-level
right?
leads, and
Yep.
they still managed to
Yeah, that
lose
series
one
was
team fight. It
so
was just,
messy.
They should have won
everything
that.
about it. And I just
I had flashbacks of the game with the plant backdoor where they were trying to push mid and then their core got soloed by the
Jesus
plant.
Christ.
Like, it's just all coming back to me. So I'm watching them throw into Star Club.
I was casting that, and that was the worst cast of my life. Just no hiding how angry I am at this team.
They
I was-
lose the 5v4 at the keep and then Arthas is pushing the core and it's just not good.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, I mean, Cloud9 didn't make it out of the groups, which makes most of North America sad. But I still think, despite this is looking at those games. You look at them and you go, there are very clear things that can be improved on, and that's a good thing when it's clear what the issues are. And if they can fix that, hone the new member, get their skill of the new member, Cloud9
It's
might
just
be scary.
Stop doing weird stuff when you hit level 20. That's what it feels like sometimes. Just
Stop playing bad. What
I
are
don't
you
get
doing?
it. Oh no, it's every time it's like so many of their games they just look so crisp, really solid, up until the last 3% of the match, and it's just nosedive.
They just they run out of stamina. They're just all right, guys. We didn't
Mental
win.
stamina could be a thing. I don't know what it is, but
It's
It's weird because when I think of Cloud9 at BlizzCon, I always think of the complete opposite. We had games against them where we thought we were
They-
really dominant,
when
and we
it
thought we
comes
were.
when it
we would
comes to
take any
having a
fight.
crowd and having a crowd behind
Yeah, maybe.
them,
Sure.
they
Yeah, that-
thrive on that. They perform so well on a stage in America where the crowd is behind them.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they don't have that, maybe they don't have that same kind of stamina.
yeah,
It could be.
new roster. It is well, not new roster, but they've just added Arthlon. Not a whole lot of practice with him on the team.
That's a good point. Yep.
Gotta give him a little
They
more
had
time.
4 day of practice. They had 4 days, not even like full scrim days, just like 4 days where they practiced with Arthlon before Heroes Rising, and they left immediately from that like a day later to China.
Like literally the day after the
and,
China.
Like personally, I think that's like a bad excuse because like I don't know, maybe it's just
Correct.
zero, but if you add one new player to the team, like the team is so hyped about it, the morale goes up, and there's like the 1 or 2 weeks of honeymoon phase, and the team just wins everything for the 1 or 2 weeks, and then they slowly decline again.
Oh yeah, how did
So-
that go for Team Dignitas, Chris? Because they had that pretty god tier roster change.
And then we smashed DreamHack Winter. Remember, I beat
Yeah, that
Chris.
beautiful
Good
fourth
times.
place. That beautiful fourth place finishing.
You can't win them all, man.
GG.
So I don't know.
We had Cloud9 syndrome.
I agree. It's not a good excuse though. I agree with that.
Was it Arthlon's first time out of the country?
I don't know if it was first time out of the country, but definitely his first time in China.
Okay. Just factors. Don't know how much of an impact they had, but things to think about.
Things to think about. Well, Cloud9's out. Top 4 is this weekend. Europe starts this weekend. America's right around the corner, and it really just seems like Heroes Esports is in full steam ahead once more.
About damn time.
About damn time. I'm happy. I'm excited. I just can't wait to cast more things.
Yeah, man. You gotta catch up. I've been going ham.
Yeah.
You and Kubi
I
been
don't know,
lazy.
I've been casting
well,
my
like-
own stuff, but not.
Do the chair league. Like what? Come on, man.
That was fun, man.
I just remember
Yeah.
seeing a screenshot of it on Twitter or Reddit or something, and Kubi just looked so confused. Like, casting? What is this? So long.
I had a lot of
And
fun
then
with Chair
I'd-
League.
I think next time the only thing I want is dates. Like I want to know what they plan to do sooner. I can understand it's difficult, especially like around the holiday times this time.
Yeah,
But,
it felt.
I don't know,
it
like-
feels really rushed. Like
I
the fact
understand.
that one of the NA qualifiers is on a weekday, that says rushed to me.
Yeah. Look, I understand that there's like an off season, and that has to happen because they need time to settle down and think about what they're going to do next year. The teams need a break, whatever. But it'd be good to know in advance, like this is the off season period. This is what we're picking up again, and like just even to know that like straight after the World Championship. Like maybe they can't decide it that soon, but I think Europe had like 5 days from the announcement of their qualifier to the first qualifier. Like I don't know.
Sure, there's a lot of variables when it comes to putting all this stuff together and getting everything prepared. All
Are
right.
you two gonna like talk about Chair League at all? Didn't you make like a video about it or something, Jake?
Yeah, I made a 7-minute video, just kind of explaining exactly what Chair League is, giving a run through as to why I think Chair League is such a good resource for the Heroes community, and basically what it boils down to is Chair League isn't just like SEL is like basically a league where you practice and you have a ranking, and that ranking is something you can raise and increase whatnot. But Chair League actually has it has the ladder, it has a recruitment system, you can have a team, you can choose your preferred heroes and roles, and you can find new teammates, or you can find a team to play with. It's a huge entry point for people that are interested in playing organized Heroes of the Storm. And I think
When
it's
is Team Town Hall signing up?
Oh damn, we could do that.
Been a while
Can
since
you
I've
can you live cast your own games as you play? Just to
Jake can
truly
barely,
like
Jake
cast
can barely
your own
live
play.
play his own games. Like he can barely handle just doing the playing part.
I hit rank 1 again, Jared. I did that. Yes.
We see Jake going in. He's made a
Back
huge
to rank 1,
misplay, and Jake's got caught out again.
Yeah, I get caught out a lot. I always die within the first minute of the game. That's just a standard for Jake.
First time I watched Jake in a while, because
Oh, my Sylvanas game? That
Sick.
game was awful.
that Sylvanas game was the
Oh
worst thing
my
I've ever seen.
God.
Like he's like, Jared, I'm rank 1 again. It's so awesome. And then I just watched this shit. And I'm like, oh.
I like Haunting waved into
Blizzard,
like a
please
Diablo. I was
fix
just
the
like,
rank system, because if this is rank 1, no.
oh,
Jake
man.
4 Grandmaster.
Oh,
That
you
was
know
a-
it. You
That was
know
a
it.
great game.
That
Can we
was
get that as well? I'd like that. Thanks.
Hey, man. I'm a play-by-play caster.
Whatever excuses you need, boss.
So, Gold League, really good resource. I only see good things for it moving forward into the future. Obviously,
Died
there's...
to a siege camp?
What?
You died to a siege camp.
Oh, did your
yesterday.
chat just sell you out, dude?
Oh, in my rank one game too. The game that I ranked up, I died to a siege camp.
You're
Jake-
off the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
We need a new host.
Yeah.
Jake died to. Okay.
Hello.
Your
I was-
chat's
Wow,
going
your chat
nuts
just does that to you though? Like,
so hard. Holy shit!
was-
Jake died to a siege.
that was
camp
intense,
yesterday.
man. That was I almost had him.
Jello, dude.
I almost
He
did it,
knows,
dude.
Like,
I almost
all
got
the
him.
memes.
But I'm rank 1, so that's all that matters.
All that matters.
Esports, fraudulent esports. Yeah, Cher League, really cool resource. Obviously, room to expand. Like Europe could use something like that. I'm sure that would be good for the European crowd, and maybe some stuff that's a little bit more flexible for the competitive players. But SCL is still a very good resource as well. The nice thing about Cher League is it just gives an outlet for a lot of aspiring commentators as well to hop in and just cast some games, because they try to get every single match cast, and the matches are scheduled for Mondays and Thursdays. So it's definitely a very different format. It's like an open league that's also really organized. It's like kind of a hybrid, and I think ultimately it would be nice to have things spread out a bit more. But yeah, just check it out, cheerleague.com. Jared, we also had an announcement today about Equinox. No longer
I think that was yesterday.
I thought that was this morning.
Was it this morning? I just know he tweeted out that he's now a free agent.
And we just had him on last week talking about
yes, we did.
the new squad, and now he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Did he give details on it? I did see the tweet.
I don't know if he gave details, but
Okay. Because he was
I
very
saw Reddit drama.
he was
about
very
how it
open about
poorly
everything
handled.
last week. So
I don't know. But that leaves 2 members of
I
Murloc
don't know
Geniuses.
anything.
It's kind of crazy how, before Heroes Rising, like even as like here we go into Heroes Rising, like Gilly and I had a bunch of notes on all the teams and stuff, and one of the things was the storyline for Murloc Geniuses was they are the longest standing roster in North
kidding.
America,
Not lasted long.
and then not anymore. They've imploded
They
very quickly.
were the
down to
longest
2.
standing roster.
They're down to 2. It looks like just Faye and Coffin. From what I haven't heard anything about those two parting ways yet, but
What did Glau replace him? That's all I can think of. That's all I can think of in the NA scene.
I don't know. I don't know if anything's been announced.
I don't think so. That's the only thing that comes to mind.
Well, I do know. who they're playing. I don't know if I can say it.
Fair enough.
I know as well, but I'm shh.
Yeah, he's.
but he
Oh, if Chris knows, then I can guess who it is.
But yeah, more roster changes, and I mean, to be honest, this is the best time to do it. Because guess what? You got a few weeks to iron out your rosters to figure out who you want to play with until the first North American qualifier.
Or if you live in Europe, you've got 3 days to iron out your roster.
Yeah, they know you're a lost
fun.
cause. Like, there's no ironing out those rosters.
Yeah.
There's always going to be wrinkles there.
Not as lost a cause as Tempo at
Just
BlizzCon.
like
but-
Jared's shirt during esports arena. Those wrinkles, man. Oh, they drove me
Dude,
nuts.
I don't know how to wrinkle. Like, I even saw
I don't know how to
people trying-
wrinkle.
people like giving me advice and stuff. Like, literally, like the first time I ironed it, I was just like, I just rubbed this thing on my shirt for like an hour, and I still don't know if I like fucking did anything. Like, what? I don't even get it, man. Someone was like, don't even bother ironing. Just like put it in the shower, leave it hot and something. I let the steam iron it.
Did you do that?
No.
No.
I ironed it. I tried ironing it again the next day.
And how did that go?
About the same. I just don't know. I just like kind of rubbed it against the shirt, and then there are either wrinkles or there weren't.
I think I made like an elephant sound, and someone in chat said like, "Elephants, please guide me." I don't know. I'm losing it, boys. I am losing it.
Jake's done for.
I'm done. That's game.
Esports.
Esports.
Star Citizen.
Oh yeah, Star Citizen. Use my referral code right here.
Wrap it up. Oh my god.
I didn't get to rage about my Tempo game.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
That Tempo C9 series at Heroes Rising. Why did Tempo not win that series?
Because
Tell
we're
me,
bad.
sir.
I
Game
explained
3,
in the cast
That
why
was
we
such
lost
an
that.
easy draft.
Yeah, all it
You
took was one.
outdrafted them
All it took was
so
one-
hard on
literally
2.
one auto attack, and we would have won that fight. Like he literally got away
Oh.
last hit. One auto attack
That
would have
was
secured
so
us the fight,
sad.
and then Zix mixed 2 divine palms too, which it was probably already over from then. But we could have won that set even after getting 5
Ugh.
level leaded on Dragonshire. That was an embarrassing game.
Yeah, let's not remember that one. I don't think you could have won that.
Yeah, that was Cloud9 being angry. They were upset.
That was again
they got-
BlizzCon
they got
flashbacks.
Yeah.
There's a few
Kirby
Browder
loves it.
Browder tweets that are being highlighted. They're just confirming they're working on Gazlo.
Yeah.
Saying yes, Kael'thas probably needs
hype.
changes. Greymane will probably see some buffs in the future, and that's about it.
Nice.
But
Sim.
Kael'thas is fine because he's got a 52%
Kael'thas
in
is
Hero
fine.
League. He's fine.
He's fine, man. Don't
He's
change
just
him.
fine.
Don't change him. He's perfect. Just make every hero like Kael'thas. Huh?
Just nerf.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Easy.
Alrighty, guys. We can shift on over to the shout-outs. Cubus Maximus,
Ooh,
Kumis
let's
Maximus.
start with you.
Jared, jeez. You should relax. All right, per usual, you guys can find me on Twitter at the Kubi. I did put out an episode of Heroes Fight Club. Let me grab that for you guys real quick. I'll put it in chat. I also have another favor to ask because YouTube is just very dumb in general.
Nice.
And whenever I made my original YouTube account, it was like a long time ago, probably when I first changed over my tag. And at the time, I wasn't able to like reserve the Kuba because you have to have a certain amount of subscribers, right? So I wasn't able to reserve the name. So I made another YouTube account recently. So I want to see if I can grab the URL extension with actually the Kuba, because right now it's zeros or something like that. So let me put that in chat as well. And I want to see if I can grab it because supposedly if it's available now, I don't know. If not, then I'll just give up on it. But
Kubi's been struggling with Google
I have
lately.
been struggling. It is so difficult to understand like how like YouTube like channel like the rules
Kubi-
and all this stuff. So if you guys can just go to that link that I just put in the chat and just sub,
I somehow
I need
got it.
100. I think like 100 or something like that to sub
That's a
to like.
sellout right there.
I think chat's right. You just need to change your name back to Omega Black Mage. Just
That's you're probably right. That's much easier to remember. All right, that's it. That's all. Yeah, that's it for me.
yeah. So yeah.
A big shout out to Tempo and all of our sponsors, Twitch, G2A, and Fnatic Gear. KO Soldier and I, and Dreadnought 2, are all going through the process of re-signing. So it is not 100% confirmed yet that we will be Tempo in 2016, but, probably, as we're going through the contract phase right now. So I'm sure KO will tweet out something like, we're 2016 Tempo again or something. So keep your eyes out for that. Be casting Gold League this weekend. I think 1 day with Gilly, 2 days with Babel. It's all on my stream. You get to watch the round of 4 as well as the third place and the grand finals match, which will be really, really hype. It determines who qualifies for the Road to BlizzCon for them, as well as it's just the best teams. Like I honestly feel like China has like the most depth to it right now when it comes to teams. I think Korea might have the best team in the world, but China has so many good teams. So make sure you guys tune into that this weekend. And just for me, follow the stream. I'm trying to cast as much as I can this year. Appreciate all the fun, the friendly tweets that were sent, I guess, the supportive tweets rather, as I've been sick, still getting over the flu, and got surprisingly worse today. But I appreciate, over the last week, there have been a lot of nice comments. Even when I was casting with the flu, people were being very, very nice. So thank you to everyone who's been supportive while I've been dying.
Don't die, buddy. Don't do it.
I don't want to die,
Don't do
but
it.
that's it for me.
You gotta go to Korea.
I gotta. Please.
Same.
Please.
Snitch.
Shout outs to Team Dignitas and our sponsors. Shout outs to Zoya for pushing through with the flu and doing the show. You can respect that.
Thanks, man.
Shout outs to you guys for having me on again. It's been a good time. And
Awesome.
happy birthday, Zoya.
Happy birthday, Zoya.
Stop.
The chat's wishing you a happy birthday if you take a look.
Oh.
I see, Corey. Corey and I share the same birthday. It's July 20th.
That's
Never
none of
forget.
it-
He
none of
has
that
the
is true.
exact same birthday.
None
as
of that
me,
is true.
and it tilts me that he does this to me.
Chris, shoutouts?
Shoutouts to Team Liquid and all of our sponsors, obviously. Shoutouts to BKB, who's still watching at 4 a.m.
Yes. Legit.
And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at LiquidChris, and on Twitch I stream every day at Chris Heroes. Probably for bad times for NA, but for mostly European time, I stream early in the morning. I try to stream every day and try to be as informative as possible. So yeah,
And salty.
that's about it. What?
I do like your stream.
I'm never salty.
I lurk in it in the morning sometimes. I do check it out because you're usually pretty high up in the morning. So you definitely check out the stream, guys. It's one of the more fun. It's one of the few tolerable European streams. So
Wow.
Yo, BKB stream. That's a good
that
stream.
guy's a legend. Anyone can fall in love with that guy.
I need to watch Chris's stream. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. Just you wait. I'm going to wake up early just for you, Chris. Because you stayed
you.
up late
Sure.
for us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thank you to both of you guys for
Yes,
staying up deep into the nights, like 4 a.m., like you said, to be on the show. It was a pleasure having the two of you here. And thank you to everyone tuning into Town Hall tonight. We'll be back next week with our 94th episode. Kubi spoiled and said he's not going to be on the 100th episode. Just
Well,
comment
we're
I
not
out.
didn't
doing-
spoil anything. What are you talking about?
You message us in chat.
You like
But
spoiled my
there's
mood.
no 100 episode until Corey's back.
You spoiled my mood. You're just like, I'm not going to be on episode 100. I'm like, what does that mean? Are you,
Yeah.
are you leaving us? You're just making me upset, like right off the bat.
You need to relax, okay?
Jake is tilted.
I'm tilted.
Esports.
Esports.
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen, yes. You can use my referral
Oh,
code.
you stop!
No, but seriously, you can. If you're interested in the game, you can do that.
No,
You
just
can follow
fake
me.
I
Heroes
will
of
hang
Storm.
this up right now.
You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at SolidJakeGG. VODs will be up very quickly. The MP3 following soon after. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.